Hello, this is Pat Ray from Pat's Prevention and Treatment Services. Our topic today is addiction's effects on family and friends. This is substance abuse and also early intervention. I need you to get a piece of paper, print your first and last name on it. I need today's date, the type of group. So if you are doing 20 or more hours of substance abuse treatment, then you are substance abuse, and that's the type of group. If you have only been scheduled for 12 hours of education, then it's early intervention. I need you to make sure the date is on there if I didn't say that already, and the topic, which is the addiction's effects on family and friends. So this will be your assignment today, to list the ways that you believe alcohol or other drugs or other addictions have affected you or others you know. So please write those down. Now, you will do this progress note and this assignment, and you will turn those in by sending them to me. Either take a picture of them and email it to me, Pat, P-A-T, at changeisachoice.org, or you can take a picture and text to 217-766-9132. Always let me know your name. The other thing is, make sure that I can actually read it. I've gotten some recently where it's way far away and it's really kind of blurry and I can't read your notes. So if you could do that. Services are paid for by either insurance or another provider might be paying for it. I need to know that. If you are paying for yourself, you can pay over the phone by card or debit at 217-954-1128, or you can send a check or money order to 300 South Broadway, Urbana, Suite 110A, 61801. Okay, so today we're talking about how addiction is a brain disease to begin with, and it affects the structures and functions in the brain, which in turn affects the thoughts and behavior patterns. So there's a lot more to healing the structures in the brain once the using has stopped. So it's also about repairing the damage brought to the person's life. As you know, there may be a lot of legal consequences, financial troubles, physical and mental health problems. It takes a serious toll on every aspect of a person's life, including the majority of damage often is done to relationships. And that's why improving them is a major focus of quality treatment program. Okay, support from friends and family is very, very important for successful recovery. However, relationships may have been extremely complicated, and therefore they have become awkward and distressing. And this is in the early months of sobriety. People struggle with these relationships. So let's talk about why that could be. Addiction doesn't just affect one person, it affects everyone. The friends, the family, co-workers, bosses, church members, sports team members, whoever is in the person's life. It's a ripple effect When we choose a behavior, it ripples out to everyone. It's like that stone that you throw in the pond and you watch it as the little ripples go all the way across the pond, even to the far, far sides that you may not see. Okay, so one of the reasons is that people, whoever they are, have been touched by the substance abuse, whether it's been that they've been lied to, manipulated, inconvenienced, embarrassed, or abused. Family members are the most affected, and families come under an enormous amount of stress as normal routines are interrupted by upsetting experiences. So this leads to unhealthy coping patterns and behaviors on the part of the family members, just trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy, even as they feel their world is spiraling out of control. Okay, so unhealthy behaviors don't appear in the addicted family members overnight. It develops over a period of time. So when the person with the addiction goes to treatment, it may be hard to pinpoint what's going on in the family. But just as it took a lot of time for the destructive thought and behavior patterns of the addict, so it has happened with the family members. And it takes time to relearn healthy ways of thinking and behaving. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so let's talk about the partner, for example. Whoever the partner might be, if there's a partner, they have likely been lied to, manipulated, used, abused, coerced to give money, whatever it might be. So the everyday stresses and added financial burden and household responsibilities that come with living with an addicted person take their toll on the partner physically and mentally, financially, and even legal problems may occur. This happens over a period of time and it does not go away right away. So over time, the person, the partner, adapts and changes because of this. So what often happens is the nasty word of codependence. So one of the things that happens is spouses or even children can develop codependent or engage in codependent or enabling behaviors, such as making excuses or removing consequences just to keep the peace in the family. They may take out frustrations on pets and kids, and they are likely to develop unhealthy coping mechanisms like binge eating, excessive internet use, shopping, whatever it might be, because they have to cope. So they develop their own unhealthy coping mechanisms. Now, let's talk about parents of addicted persons. Often in the beginning, parents have come to the rescue to pay the rent, pay the car payment, give them cash, do whatever, give them money for groceries, even though later on they realize that money is not going to go toward those things, most likely will not. Okay, so they may enable addiction by bailing their child out of jail, and they may be emotionally blackmailed with threats of suicide or starving homeless grandchildren. Grandchildren can be used as a pawn and often is. So enabling is different from helping and supporting that allows the enabled person to be irresponsible. I keep picking up the pieces. I keep taking away the consequences. And then the adult child or teen child just continues to be irresponsible and continues to use. So it's something to think about. Am I enabling, as a parent, my child to kill themselves because I've taken away all the consequences? I bailed them out of jail. I paid for legal expenses. I've done whatever is necessary to get my kid out of trouble. And then they don't feel any of the consequences, but I do as the parent. Okay, so let's talk about enabling behavior itself. It protects the addict from the natural consequences of his behavior. He uses up all of his money, or she uses up all of her money on substances. They come to the partner, the parent, the older sibling, whatever it might be, for money. The enabler, what do? They say, oh, sure, here, you got to eat. So they give them money. So it protects then, that person doesn't feel the consequences because somebody is picking up the slack, giving them the food, paying the rent, whatever. They don't feel it. Enabling behavior keeps secrets about the addict's behavior from others in order to keep the peace. Keeping the peace, keeping the balance, looking all right on the outside, saving face. So, keep secrets. Enabling behavior is making excuses for the addict's behavior with teachers, friends, legal authorities, employers, and other family members, making excuses. He was sick, he wasn't able, she couldn't make it, she had terrible headache, whatever it might be. Enabling behavior also bails the addict out of trouble, pays debts, fixes tickets, hires lawyers, and provides jobs. Whoa, provides jobs. I've done that a billion times. Doesn't work. Enabling behavior blames others for the addicted person's behavior, blames their friends. Oh, they're out with a bad crowd. Teachers, a teacher is no good, upsets him, so therefore he gets high. The employer is a butthole. Other family members just don't know. They don't understand. And they may even blame themselves. Well, I should have done a better job. So blame is a big part of enabling behavior. Enabling behavior also includes things like seeing the problem as the result of something else. Oh, he's just incredibly shy, so he has to use in order to feel okay. Oh, she's just a kid, adolescents, kids are going to try everything. They're lonely. That's why they use. They came from a broken home. They've had ADHD their whole lives. Or it could be some other kind or another illness. The point is, they don't see the problem as the using. They see the problem as something else, which then moves them to sympathy. And sympathy is not helpful when it comes to our addicted family member or friend. Another thing that in the enabler or enabling behavior may be just to avoid the addict altogether, out of sight, out of mind. Giving money that is undeserved and unearned. Sometimes just giving them the money to get them out. Go. They can't. Attempts to control that which is not within the enabler's ability to control. plan activities, chooses friends, gets them jobs. So attempting to control. In the example, used to make a big story so that I would have to pick up my husband on payday so I could get the check so I could feed the kids. Went way through manipulation, a lot of lying, a lot of storytelling in order to get that done. So attempts to control. The controlling behavior at some point becomes out of control on the part of the enabler. It consumes. Makes threats that have no follow-up or follow-through or consistency. If you don't do this, I'm leaving you. If you use again, I'm out of here. I'm not paying the rent. I'm not doing this, but then no follow-through. Enabling behavior includes caretaking. Care takes the addicted person by doing what she is expected to do for herself. In other words, doing for other people what they need to do for themselves. When I am doing that, I am not helping the person. I'm only enabling them to continue to be irresponsible, which could then eventually lead to even their death.